Hey Fatheads, on this episode we are going to fix the front emblem on my car, install a vinyl advertising the channel, and remove some gunk that's been stuck to my windshield for quite some time. So as you can see, my emblem has seen better days. Now all I've done to the front of this area here is just given it a good hose down and a quick wash to kind of prep the area for what was coming next. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So there's only a few products I believe we'll need to get today's project done. The first is Hope's Perfect Glass, which I picked up at Bed Bath & Beyond. Today I picked up Goo Off from Walmart, and I picked this particular brand because the directions in the back explicitly mention fiberglass as a safe surface. In addition, I've grabbed any floss I found in the bathroom, and I've also brought out a razor blade in case we need help getting the gunk off the window. I don't intend on using this razor blade on the body itself. Finally, we have the front badge replacement and stickers we should be putting on a little bit later. I've been looking for an emblem that takes the black and white of this side and kind of copies it over instead of the red and chrome that is typically there, or the red and gold that is typically there. Just kind of looking for an emblem that is completely black and white. I couldn't find one, so I'm going to go ahead and just replace it with the standard emblem. So I'm going to take a good piece of floss here, and typically I would suggest that you could start from any side, but seeing as this side is already up, I'm going to go ahead and try and start from this side and just kind of slide underneath the emblem as best I can. So as you can see, it's actually coming up off the glue itself, which I was sort of afraid of, but we're going to go ahead and take care of that with the glue gun. Now the one thing to remember on these emblems here, there is a spot in the center that will be actually physically attached into the bumper. Now if I can go ahead and pick this up, as you can see, it's leaving behind the sticky residue. And we'll take care of that in a moment. So this is where it would typically pinch into the bumper. I can get these out. May need to get a tool to pick them out. So this glue is coming up fairly well with just my finger, honestly. Once all this is off, I'm going to go ahead and use a rag to remove the excess. So at this point, I've removed the adhesive. So I'm going to take a rag, one that I'm not particularly worried or care about, and I'm just going to lightly rub around here to get the remaining adhesive pretty much off, loosen off. So now that I've rinsed this off and dried it, I am going to go ahead and open the new part. And actually, interestingly enough, I noticed that these two actually aren't center. These two holes are not center with the car, which is kind of interesting. Because the badge seems to be center. So much like the other, this is a simple peel and stick. And with the guide holes, that makes installing this fairly simple. Now in the past, when I've done emblem work on other cars, I've had to use a glue of some sort, but this seems to have gripped really well onto the car. So I'm not all that worried about it, honestly. Well, that's one project down. So let's go ahead and get this vinyl sticker installed. Now, as you can see, I have the Jake Skull sticker up here in the corner. It is a matte black, and I'm going to go with a more subtle look on the front, so I have a black vinyl that I'd like to put right and around in this area. So I'm going to use the Perfect Glass to clean it up. Now, I'll put the link in the description as to where I bought this vinyl. And I'll review it in a couple weeks to see how it holds up. It's a company I haven't used before, but I'm pretty excited. I think it's the right size for what my application is. As always, the biggest concern is getting it on straight. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. So it's about right and even. I'll see how it goes over the next couple weeks. This is a matte black. This is more of a gloss black. So we'll see how I feel about it as time goes on. So let's go ahead and move on to the final task of the day. The glue that has found its way onto my window and remains there. Let's go ahead and get it off. So I actually believe this will end up being the most difficult task we've done today, because this has turned into quite the mess, quite honestly. Oh, Lord almighty. Plus the fact that, I mean, Jesus. Wow, quite the mess. So, I've got my razor blade here. I'm not even sure that this is going to help at this point. This is difficult. This is going to be a pain in the ass. Without trying to spill this goo off in the car itself and all over the place, I'm going to try to get some on this rag, the same one I used earlier, and hopefully just kind of rubbing will help to release that adhesive. Now, obviously what had happened is I left this in the sun and it baked itself on essentially. So it is probably a good idea to remove it when you're not using it. It's actually a good idea to do that anyway. That way people don't see that you have electronics in the car. So wow, this goof off is actually working really well. So I don't expect this to like be a miracle, but it's pretty darn close, honestly. Flip this towel over. Wow, this actually worked better than I thought it would be. This turned out to not be difficult at all. That's a good thing, honestly. So that's all I have for today. We did quite a few things. We put on the emblem on the hood, which has been bothering me for quite a while, and I finally got around to doing it. That cost me about just under $100. It was $97 to actually order that part, which is incredibly expensive when you think about it. But it's something I feel like I needed to do to kind of make it look whole again. We put on the vinyl sticker in the window. I like it. I think I may order another one to kind of move it around a little bit better. Maybe put it further down the windshield. It's kind of high and close to the Jake Skull right now, and I'm not sure that's exactly where I want it at the end of the day. So I may order another one and kind of move it and see if I can get a better liking to it. Finally, we took the gunk off the window that's been there for quite a while. It's probably a good idea to be removing those phone clips from the windshield anyway. I never did. I kind of got lazy, and that's kind of what you end up with. That being said, this goof off, which I found at Walmart for just under $6, I think it was $6, really did a pretty good job. I just used a rag, put it on the rag, and wiped away, and it really came off well. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the Perfect Glass, and I'm going to wipe down the window, clean the final streaks up off of it. As always, if you guys and gals have any questions or any thoughts, comments, please let me know. I keep looking at that sticker. It's just something new to look at. I'm used to seeing the Jake Skull only in that corner. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, let me know. I have a couple ideas for upcoming episodes, so I'm pretty excited to get them rolled out. Talk to you soon, and have a great week.